Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Jack, this is Jill, and we're the Cynical Siblings. Today we're reviewing The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Season 1, Episode 1, New World Order.
It was written by Malcolm Spellman and directed by Kerry Scogland.
Yes, it was.
So what are you drinking?
I am drinking one of my favorite wines. This is Four Graces. It's a Pinot Noir from the Willamette Valley, which is a region that stretches between Oregon and Washington, and it is wonderful.
Nice.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Malbec from Rioja, an Argentinian cooperative of vineyards. I just think that's cool. And it's a good one.
So, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I'm digging having something to review with a little bit more of a clear plot line that we're not asking questions about the nature of space-time. So that's really nice.
You are referencing the previous Marvel series, WandaVision, where we had no clue what was going on for 8 out of 9 episodes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I'm enjoying that. A lot of fun dialogue, banter, action, lots of, splody explosions. A lot of helicopters get blown up. It was pretty intense. It was at the 12th helicopter that Sam became outnumbered. That was strange to me. After he took out I don't know how many bad guys, but anyway. So it's heading back into being just Marvel, fun action, and some really good character development.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Lots of explosions. So many explosions. It was good. I overall enjoyed it. I think for an intro, for sort of setting up the storyline, they did a good job. They start out with some good action scenes, and then they do some good character development, and I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was mostly spoiler-free, so I think that we should actually dive into the details of this episode, or at least give it a quick go-over.
But spoilers.
Yeah, there's spoilers from here on out. We're going to talk about specifics. So let's start with the fact that we have action.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a superhero show, there's action.
Mm-hmm.
There's fighting, and there's bad guys and good guys, and there's explosions, and
yeah,
I needed that.
I mean, I did appreciate a lot of the interesting stuff that they were doing with WandaVision. There were a lot of things that I enjoyed about that. Also, this is a nice just come back to some Marvel staples,
Yeah, I think we definitely wanted that. We needed that. It really felt like we were back into the Marvel universe, and I think it was good. Go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to say part of what I really liked about it too is that they're really kind of, first off, they're framing very clearly when Sam delivers the shield to the Smithsonian that this is very clearly after Tony Stark, after Steve Rogers, right? So the two leads of the Avengers have stepped back.
Or died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still tough. Anyway, have stepped back or died. And so it's really this sort of next step. And I like the way that they talk about some of the chaos that happened directly after the blip. We kind of got that a touch in WandaVision, not a whole lot. So they're getting more into that. I like how they're talking about some of the logistics with that, down from, bank loans to terrorist groups. I like how they're framing these next steps that the world needs to take.
Yeah, besides the battle where Sam is fighting Batroc. By the way, it was great to see Batroc come back from the second Captain America movie, Captain America Winter Soldier, where Cap and Batroc have a little fight on the ship in the beginning action scene of that movie. It was good to see the character come back. I don't know how much more they're doing with him. Hopefully a lot more. I like the character. But, I think that, first of all, I think they're setting up this show to be all about legacy. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be really interested in how they're dealing with the concept of legacy. Clearly, mm-hmm. Sam doesn't feel like he is ready to take on the role of Captain America. And you know, Bucky, on the other hand, throughout this is dealing with some massive trauma.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
that's gonna be interesting to watch. And
I liked his therapist.
oh yeah, yeah, Bucky's got a therapist. I like that line that he has. You know, for 90 years I've gone from one battle to another, from one fight to another.
Yeah.
It just sounds exhausting. Just that line. I think that really communicates just how psychologically damaged he is by having his mind altered and becoming the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and you see how many names are in his make amends list. We don't know
Right.
how many pages there are,
Right. Yeah.
Although I like that his book, in a really sad way, mirrors Steve Rogers.
Oh. Yeah. But
Yeah.
in
But
a
in a
much more
painful.
depressing way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really like what they're doing with Bucky Barnes,
Mhm.
and I really, really like what they're doing with Sam Wilson. Two really great characters. So.
Mhm.
Watching Sam sort of deal with his family or try and figure out how to save his family's business.
Mm-hmm.
He starts out as this amazing heroic figure who's flying around helicopters and blowing
Total
them up.
badass.
Right, total badass, and then he can't get a bank loan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that having been in that situation where your business is in trouble and you just need a bank loan.
Yeah, just need a little help.
A little help, and then being denied. That's a very real experience, and it was just was very real the way that they did that.
Yeah, and I mean, I used to work for a financial institution. I wasn't a loan officer, but I've kind of been on both sides of that conversation, at least to some degree. And as tough as it was to watch, and as realistic about the legalism and the ways that, well, you got blipped for 5 years. How are you supposed to have income? All those sorts of things. More people means that the banking loans dry up. The systemic racism, the line of "I'm on your side." It was all tough to watch, and I think it was a really well done scene. To just, it's such a microcosm of so many things in our world.
And that banker is way more excited about getting a selfie than actually doing his job.
Yeah.
With any sense of morality.
Yeah.
Sam has literally saved the universe, or
Only
helped
half. Only half the universe.
You're right. It was only half the universe, so maybe, yeah, totally different if you're only saving half the universe. Mm-hmm. I did like that. I did like how he, at the start, he's just flying around helicopters and just taking out the opposition like it's not there. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's gone up against, Thanos and a few helicopters, just not a big deal. But bank loans. Yeah, there's your Achilles heel right there. Mm-hmm. Bank loans. So I did like how real that suddenly felt. Mm-hmm. And I'm not 100% certain why it is that he can't get a loan from the government or something, because he is a superhero, but who's also, I think, Air Force. Is he Air Force? I think so.
Yeah, he is now. And yeah, he can't go through what's the one that exists in the real world for veterans? I can't think of what it's called. Or reach out to Pepper and be like, hey.
Oh yeah, reach out to Stark Enterprises and.
But I see where his pride would, he.
Maybe, but.
I mean, he is a badass, and he needs to. He can't even just get a loan for his family.
Right. So. I enjoy the reality and the stress of that situation. I also like the part that, we're showing Sam being a superhero on the battlefield, but then we're also showing Sam trying to figure out how to be a superhero at home for his family. Mm-hmm. And I think, honestly, if we're having a conversation about legacy, that it's a pretty big deal that he's a superhero full time, that's just part of his makeup, because That's Captain America's legacy.
Mhm.
Captain America was never not a superhero. Whether he was Steve Rogers or Captain America, he was 100% superhero 100% of the time. And I think Sam's really being written as that character here. And I like that because I kind of want to see Sam take up the mantle
Yeah.
of Captain America. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of what I want.
Previews tell us he will.
Maybe.
So.
I mean, he eventually does in the comics, so we'll see what happens. But I would like to see, but I do like to see that he is trying to be a hero all the time, and I think that's very Captain America-esque. I think that really proves that he is deserving of the mantle, whether he knows it or not.
But to that point, like I really like his interaction with his sister. Some sibling animosity, but also some sibling reality. She was holding things together while everything was falling apart, and she's done.
Right. She's exhausted.
Yeah, and no surprise. And she's had so much more time to be exhausted and to deal with where they are as a family and to come to terms with it. So yeah, she doesn't want all of that dug up again. I get that. I like the way that she will call him on some clearly deep family stuff. They argue back and forth, but they clearly always have each other's backs. It's that sibling rivalry of like that the other will always be there.
Do I have to always be there? Is that really a sibling thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work.
I know. It's annoying that you're always there, but what can I do? Mom insists.
Whatever. Anyway. I think we've covered a basic review.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a deeper analysis in a couple of days of this episode. But if you watch this far, you should definitely like it. You should most definitely subscribe to it, and then you should put a comment in about how amazing we are.
Yep. That's what we do YouTube for.
Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.